Tommy Rex, and you're listening to today's Boondoggle.
This is Mark Metcalf, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio.
You are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio. Yes, Kato Kalin listens to this all the time.
Welcome to today's Boondoggle. Now, here's your host.
The Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival returns May 14th through 17th with My Chemical Romance, Tool, Bring Me the Horizon, and Shinedown. Plus, Pierce the Veil, Good Charlotte, The Offspring, Sublime, Godsmack, Breaking Benjamin, Marilyn Manson, and so many more. Sonic Temple in Columbus, Ohio, May 14th to 17th. Passes on sale now for as low as $1 down at sonictemplefestival.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bill Bailey with today's Boondoggle. And, man, I'm excited about today's conversation. I get to talk with, a perfect week for it. We're just coming off of the Marine Corps birthday, coming off of Veterans Day, and I get to speak with Mr. J.S. Williams, Marine, and of the band Fishbone. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing great. How are you today?
I'm doing good, man. I was outside in that cold weather earlier, so I'm glad to be back in the inside doing this. I don't know how you're doing it, man.
Good.
But, usually when I got people on, I like to get a background, man. So like, you remember originally before the Marine Corps and even before music, do you remember originally what you wanted to be when you grew up?
Oh yeah. Well, originally, yeah, I've always wanted to be a musician. My father and my mother, they met in a band. My mother was the singer. My father was the keyboard player. So matter of fact, my grandmother and my grandfather were both church keyboardists. So ever since I was a little boy, I always wanted to be a musician.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was like in the DNA. And then, like, when was it that you first started playing? When did you first start playing an instrument?
I'm sorry, say that again?
When did you first start playing an instrument?
Oh, where did I start? I started in school. Well, actually, no. My father used to teach me music when I was in grade school. And then I started playing trumpet when I was about 7 years old. And been playing ever since.
Oh, nice. And then what was it that, when did you decide about, when did you figure out you wanted to serve your country?
Wait, when did I find out what?
When did you decide you wanted to serve your country?
Okay, I got you now. When did I start what?
When did you decide you wanted to serve your country?
Oh, that I decided. It's funny. I decided after I was a school teacher. I was a school teacher for about 5 years in the New York City public schools, and then an opportunity came up for me to play music in the Marine Corps, and I figured nothing can be more dangerous than teaching inner city school children for 5 years. So I said, why not? And that was wrong. It was definitely more dangerous being in the Marine Corps, but I still had the desire to be of service to my country after being a school teacher. I wanted a career change.
Nice, nice. And what was that transition like for you? Come from being a inner city school teacher, and then into like the Marine Corps boot camp.
It was definitely a shock to the system. I was not used to. I mean, it wasn't that big a shock though, because I was used to being cursed out, spat at, and hazed. I was kind of used to it, so it really wasn't that big a deal to me. It's actually kind of seamless when I think back on it.
Nice. And then, like, what would you say then? After going through boot camp and spending some time in the Corps, what were some of the oddest things that you feel like you witnessed or experienced?
Well, well, Paris Island, the boot camp, the Marine Corps boot camp depot on the East Coast. Paris Island, it was not like Full Metal Jacket. There were similarities, but it wasn't completely like Full Metal Jacket. I mean, there was a lot of order. The sand fleas were awful. And But it really, to me, it wasn't that bad. It was just if you were physically capable of keeping up, then you would breeze right through it. It was really, everything was regimented. Uh, everything had its place. Everything was in order. All you had to do was just be neat, stay in order, follow instructions, and everything would work out. So my time in Paris Island wasn't bad at all.
And then, like, when you finished boot camp, where would you say was like probably the worst place you served at?
Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
So after you graduated boot camp,
Oh, after
yeah, where was the worst place you served
Paris
at?
Island. Oh, so after Paris Island, I went to the Naval School of Music in Norfolk, Virginia. I went there for about a couple of months, but because I had already earned a master's degree, they breezed me out of that, and then my duty station was Quantico, Virginia, with the FBI agents and everything. So I was stationed at Quantico, and I did field training and exercises with FBI recruits at Quantico.
Oh, nice. And then what was your like favorite duty station?
My favorite station? Uh, my favorite station. Well, I've only been stationed in Quantico. That was my only duty station. I did one tour, one contract, and that was it. The only duty station that I only had two. I had Quantico and the forward operating base in Iraq. And I must say, Quantico was definitely better. That was a better duty station than the one in Iraq. 100%.
I bet. And then what's something that you feel like you always carry
Yeah.
from your time of service?
Something that I learned from my time of service.
Yeah, something you always carry with you.
So I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
What is something you'll always carry with you from your time of service?
Something that always carried with me from my time of service. I would say being on time. Like the one thing the Marine Corps always tells you, if you're on time, you're late. So being early is was the one thing that carried me through my time in the Marine Corps. And it has kept me on a lot of gigs. Just saying, okay, let me just be early and get it out the way. And once I'm once I'm known to be punctual, then that saves a lot of headache and grief. So uh, that little tidbit from the Marine Corps really helped. If you're on time, you're late.
Yeah, yeah. I got that same thing in the Navy. I can relate. And then, what do you feel is one of the funniest stories you can
Yeah.
share from your time in?
Yep. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
So, what do you feel is one of the funniest stories you can share from your time in?
One of my funniest stories. I probably shouldn't even tell the story, but forget it. I'm gonna tell it anyway. So there was a friend of there's a friend of mine. He's a sergeant major in the Marine Corps now, but back when we both were sergeants, I'll never forget. We were in Iraq, and everybody is just obviously everybody's on edge. Everybody's fried. Everybody's like really aggressive. We don't know if our next the next time we go out into the field, it'll be our last. So everybody's just fried. And one of the other sergeants went up to him. He said, "I'm just so mad. I just want to fight somebody. I want to hit you." And he spoke to my friend. He said, "I could hit you too." And he was the most likable guy. And he said, "Man, you better get out of my face." And so my friend, he had a bottle of muscle milk, and then they started wrestling. He took the bottle of muscle milk, uh, smacked the other sergeant in the head, and just ran so fast from him. It happened so fast. That was the funniest thing. Like everybody in the whole squad was started crying. Like we laughed so hard just because it was playful. He really didn't mean to do it. He wasn't really on edge, but we were on edge anyway. And that was just one of those comedic moments where he just pop, smacked him upside the head, turned around, and just took off running. And so fast, the other sergeant could not catch him. He tried, he could not. It was just that was hilarious to me. So it was just one of those moments when the Marine Corps was like for me was at its most tense, and the Marines around me made it lighter. Just by taking it in stride. That was one of the funniest moments I ever had.
Awesome. And then, what would you say is one of your greatest hopes, for the country you've been willing to give your life for?
Wait, one more time.
What would you say is one of your greatest hopes for the country that you were willing to give your life for?
Oh, one of my greatest hopes would be uh, for there to be more financial equity in this country instead of less. I I hope that the middle class becomes the middle class again, and that resources aren't hoarded in our country, and that our lawmakers care about the layperson instead of their own interests. That's my hope.
Amen. Amen. And then what do you feel we can do to break the stigma of mental health and PTSD?
I was actually finally diagnosed with PTSD about a year ago, and a lot of my friends were too. And it was funny. Like I told one of my friends. He said yes, and I was like, "Come on, man." He was like, "No, no." He said he didn't mean it like that. He said he just said it felt good knowing that he wasn't the only person. And I was like, I understand. And so I was like, no, brother, you are not the only one, waking up at night in sweats and all that other stuff. Yes, that comes with that. So what I hope is that there's more awareness to PTSD, that there's more, uh, help and aid for veterans that come home after serving in a war where bombs are going off, people are dying, and there's all types of stuff that you really don't want to see, and those images you just can't unsee them, and you can't unhear these things. So I just hope that there are like more facilities, not less, to help veterans transition back into civilian life.
Amen, man. I agree. I know that was just finally getting that diagnosis. It seemed like such a struggle too. It was just like, man, it felt like validation
Right,
finally, you know? And like you said, we
right,
always like to think we're fighting this battle alone, man, but we're not.
right. Absolutely, exactly. And it's good to know that you have others that been where you were and you can lean on them. I mean, it really helps and it matters.
Yeah, amen. I agree. I was noticing too that you mentioned that you would in Quantico uh for a time period as well, and you got to play the inauguration of the Marine Corps Museum when they first opened that up. You talk about that
Yes, I
experience.
did. Yes. Yes, we were charged to perform at the inauguration. I believe the vice president came through and you know blessed the ceremony, and it was. I just remember it being a very hectic day because in the Marine Corps we not only perform but we build the stage before and tear down the stage after we perform. So we're not just the performers. We're the roadies. We're the techs. We're everything when it comes to performance in the military, and you have to know every part of it. So that's why when I came to Fishbone and I was like, oh, this is easy. You tell me I don't have to build a stage. Great. I can just perform. Wow, I'm with that. So, but yeah, we had to do all of that. Of course, we had to make sure we were early. Like I think we were there at the crack of dawn, building the stage, setting everything up, and we ran through a rehearsal, went through a sound check. Everything had to be right, pristine. We had to make sure our uniforms were pressed to the nines. We had to be like super sharp for that day. But it went through without a hitch. Everybody was locked in. I remember that.
That's awesome. Yeah, my dad was a World War II Marine. He was in the invasion of
Oh wow.
Okinawa. Yeah, and when
Oh
I got back
yeah.
from when I got back from my deployment, I actually got to take him. We took a trip down to the Marine Corps Museum. I got to take him there, and it was a nice experience that with my dad.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And salute to your dad. I mean, those World War II, man, those Marines went through it. I mean, we all went through it, but
Yeah, yeah,
man, big respect to those World War II vets.
yeah. I've always loved like they had like a Marine Corps week here in Cleveland a few years back, and one of my friends that was kind of like working, helping organize it, hooked me and my dad up with tickets to the dinner, with the commandant of the Marine Corps was there and everything. And it was like so cool seeing all the Marines like pay honor and respect to my dad being a World War II Marine and stuff. Gave him a coin and all
Right.
that. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's super hip.
yeah. And then I saw too, with your years of performance, some of the things that you've had the honor to do, which some of the most solemn uh, events are even playing taps, military honor. doing
Right.
funerals. I've done a few of those for the Navy. I mean, I don't play an
Yeah.
instrument, but I've presented the flag and stuff like that. How was that experience for you playing some of those?
Right. I mean, after a while, because you're tasked to do it quite often, we would have at least one a week during my 4 year tenure. Or twice that actually got me choked up. It's usually like I'll start playing and everybody's quiet, but I believe there was like one or two where it's the first two notes, da da da, and everybody just started bawling, and I was like, oh
Yeah,
man, I got to get through this. you know, it was like just one or two times where the family just lost it when I started playing. And I was like, oh, I gotta stay locked in because and I'll be like, y'all making it did making me feel it, you know. Usually it's a job. You stay locked in, you do it. But every now and again, when the emotions are high, it was difficult.
yeah, yeah. I know. And then
Yeah.
after your time with that experience in the Marine Corps, then like you mentioned, Fishbone, but you also play with some other artists since your time in. I read you play with Living Color. How
Yes.
did that come together for you?
Uh, uh, my one of my mentors, V. Jeffrey Smith, who was a part of the group Family Stand, Ghetto Heaven. He was tasked to put together a horn section for a tribute for Bernie Worrell. Ah, so he had me in the trumpet section for this event at Webster Hall, and that was about 10 years ago. And I was just noodling, waiting for sound check to happen, and some of the members of Living Colors started trickling in. And Will Calhoun came up to me and said, "Hey man, I like your tone," and I was like, "Thanks, I'm a huge fan." So we exchanged numbers, we got cool. Then Corey Glover came and said what's up, and I met Vernon Reed, I met Doug Wimich, I met the whole crew, and from that day, because they were part of the tribute too. And then from then on, I started working with those cats, and it's been an absolute dream ever since. Most recently, I played with them last year for a Juneteenth show in New York, and I mean, Kamal Bell was there. It was a really beautiful event, and yeah, it's like those are like my big brothers now. I can call them, say, hey, listen, I'm going through it,
Mhm.
and and they'll be around. So it's been an absolute honor to rock with them.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing. And I saw you
Yeah.
too, like you Miss Lauryn Hill, and then
Yeah.
George Clinton and the Funkadelic.
Yeah. 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 Another two other experiences that were amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just
Uh,
being out and kind of networking or whatever, and you were able to get connected and play with them.
a friend of mine, trumpet player and arranger, Igmar Thomas. He has a big band that I played in over the years, and he Miss Hill wanted to augment her band last year because it was the 25th anniversary of Miss Education and her greatest seller. And Igmar called me to augment the band, and got a chance to do a couple of dates up and down the East Coast with Miss Hill. And I don't know about anybody else's experience, but she was absolutely tremendous when I worked with her. She was incredible. Even when she was coming down with a cold, to me she still sounded amazing to me. And she was gracious during rehearsal. She was gracious during the gigs. She like Miss Hill was great. as far from my experience. And yeah, that's pretty much how that happened. And George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, I was a part of a band called Blue Eye that opened up for George Clinton, and I got to and we went on the road with them for years, for them with them and Fishbone. And so hearing the show, Parliament Funkadelic show over and over again, it just through osmosis I memorized it. So when Benny Cowan, the trumpet player for P Funk, when he couldn't do a couple of dates, uh, Greg Thomas, the saxophone player, asked if I could uh, cover for him. And so that's what I've been doing for the past couple of years. Whenever Benny Cowan can't make a one of the gigs, then I'll come and sub for him.
Gotcha. And then how's it been like going from
And
like?
that is a vocal sound.
No, go ahead.
One day I'm gonna write a book about being on a tour bus with P Funk. there's a there's all types of smells and people. Oh, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, fun is some of the most fun I've ever had in my life. I mean, like all of these experiences have been nothing short of a blessing.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And how was it like going from the, being a Marine and then becoming a fishbone soldier?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
How was it, going from being a Marine to becoming a fishbone soldier?
Oh wow, what happened to the sound? Turned into something crazy. I don't know what
You
just
hear
happened.
me?
I mean, I can, but now you sound like a chipmunk. I don't. I don't know. I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Your screen went off, but I could still hear you. I don't know if
Yeah,
you still got a charge on your phone.
yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what just happened, but I can hear you.
All right. But yeah, so how was it transitioning from being a Marine to a fishbone soldier?
How long have I been a Fishbone Soldier?
Yeah.
Uh, oh, I I started well, like I said, I think since 2017, 2018, I started going I started opening up for Fishbone and Parliament Funkadelic for their One Nation Under a Groove tour. And so I just started, hanging out with all of the original members except for Kendall. I just met Kendall maybe a couple years ago, but we're talking about it was the OG lineup. It was Fish, it was John Bingham, Angelo, Chris Dow, and Dirty Wall, and Norwood, and I would sneak into their green room, say what's up, hey guys, how you doing, and and Fish, I'll never forget. Fish said, "Hey yo, JS, come in here." I was like, "What's up, Fish?" He said, "Yo, I just wanted to tell you." He said, "You a bad MF," and I was like, "Yo." Hearing that from Fish, and then Norwood was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Ah." So I was like, "I can't." I was like, "I appreciate that coming from y'all. That means something to me. I appreciate that." And so ever since then, like me, them, Angelo, Wacky, Chris, hilarious, and Dirty Wall, me and Walt would kick in, and we would just talk about life like all night after a gig, So like the me, I got tight with the OG lineup, and then but I stayed out of what was going on with them. I was like, hey, listen, I'm just little brother that just hang out every now and again. I didn't know what was actually going on with them. I saw the documentary and everything, but I was like, I'm staying out of it. And then next thing you know, Mark Phillips, who was with the band at the time, he called me and said, Norwood and Walt they're not doing it. So do you want to do it? And I was like, why are they not doing it? And I was like, maybe I don't want to know. but then I was just like, if they want, if I can help these guys stay on the road and keep it going until they come back, then I'll do it. 'Cause that's all. That's how I've always viewed my tenure with Fishbone, even to today. I'm a fan just like everybody else. I can't wait for all of the OG members to get along and get together and create an album with all of them and do their thing. So really, I truly feel like I'm subbing for Dirty Walt still. That's what I feel because that's his chair. I'm just here to help my brothers out. That's it. And yeah, so I've been doing that since early last year, and we did a record, and it's been a blast. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, what was that experience like working together on the Stockholm Syndrome?
Oh wow, that sounded insane. Wait, say that one more time, please.
What was that experience like working with them on Stockholm Syndrome?
Yes, Stockholm Syndrome. That was uh, um, that was a really a concept album of Angelo and Chris's. Um, they 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 brought all of us out to High Street Studios in San Francisco in Oakland, and for the better part of last year, they would fly me uh, cross country, and then we would just work on all of these songs that Angelo and Chris had collected, and we would put our spin on it and remix them and add things, subtract things, and and we were able to get George Clinton on one of the songs, and it was that was a true labor of love. I mean, like I'm not going to say there weren't no arguments and I think we should do it this way. No, I think we should do it this way. I mean, that's going to happen when you have a group of creative people there. But myself, along with Hassan Hurd on drums and Aaron Day, he played the bass and wrote and produced a lot of the music, along with Angelo, Chris, and Spacey T. Um, yeah, we really we really we sunk our teeth into that project, and I think we created a really solid work of art that stands up to uh, any of the catalog that Fishbone had. And I know I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of being a part of Stockholm Syndrome. I'm really proud of being a part of that project.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And then what's on the horizon for you? What do you got cooking?
Let me see. Well, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
I said, what's on the horizon for you now? What do you got cooking?
But why does it sound like that? Um, um, yeah, I'm trying to understand what you just said, and for some reason it's not coming out clear now. And I didn't.
Gotcha. What do you got? What do you got? On the itinerary going forward.
Yeah, something happened with the
Oh
sound.
no.
And it's like, yeah, I'm trying to understand what you just said, but it sounds like it's crazy, and you can hear me just fine.
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Your camera went off, but I can hear you good.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still going in and out. Um,
Well, we're almost done. I was gonna get ready and wrap up with you here. Anyway, but before I let you go, I want to ask you just a couple questions I normally ask my guests that I have on. Can you hear me all right?
yeah, you said you had just a couple more questions.
Yeah. I want to ask you like who are three people who
Hold on, maybe if I try something. Hold on. Let me try something.
Yeah, I'm catching a lot of feedback now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think okay.
I'm catching the wind.
All right, I'll try. We could try. What was the next question?
Who are three people who've inspired you
Try
and you
one
get
more
credit
time.
for making you who you
If
are
not,
today?
and then maybe. Yeah, the sound. Yeah, the sound.
Well, hey, JS, you hear me? Well, hey, that's all right, man. We could go ahead and wrap it up right now, then. You know, I think we got the gist of it. You know, so I appreciate your time, man. It was good talking with you. And yeah, I'll catch you the next time Fishbone comes to town, man. Semper Fi, Marine.
Alright! Listen up! Hold on to your seats! Grab your girls, grab your beers!
Hey everybody, this is Charlie from Anthrax, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle.
This is Mark Metcalf, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio.
You are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio. Yes, Kato Kalin listens to this all the time.
Welcome to today's Boondoggle. Now, here's your host.
I am Monty Heath, so one Heath, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle.
Hey, what's up? It's John from Skillet, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle on Domain Cleveland Radio.
Fasten your